You know that this argument has only grown worse when only mere minutes after the drop for the new Netflix Death Note movie, the first thing that you see isn't discussion from concerned and excited otaku, but angry tweets claiming that Netflix is whitewashing Japan with this movie. Well, I'm sick of seeing this poor excuse for an argument, and here I am making a fucking YouTube video about it that no one is going to watch. So yes, today I am defending whitewashing in the cast of Death Note, Ghost in the Shell, and Edge of Tomorrow. And before we get started, I just want you to know that there is no such thing as whitewashing. Whitewashing only exists when you're doing laundry, not when you're on Twitter sending angry tweets to Hollywood. What does exist in the world of art and entertainment are two very close businessmen who go by the name of adaptation and localization, both of which are responsible for bringing you the films that I will be covering today. Let's start with Adaptation and his work on Edge of Tomorrow. It is Adaptation's job to adapt a source into a new form of media. This, of course, can often be found in his Japanese branch, where 90% of the anime that is produced are adaptations of other sources. It is the job of an adaptation to convert the original source into a new form of media as simple and faithful, or on very rare occasions, unfaithful as possible. In 2014, Adaptation worked on Edge of Tomorrow, also known as Live, Die, Repeat, a sci-fi drama starring Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. The movie was adapted from the light novel All You Need Is Kill, which followed a young man named Kenji who was a soldier with the ability to relive each day every time he dies. Edge of Tomorrow was rather faithful to the adaptation, keeping the same plot line and changing what needed to be changed for American audiences. It wasn't a movie that was made for anime fans or a quote-unquote anime movie, rather a sci-fi drama about the end of the world and a soldier trying to stop it that just happened to be based on a book from Japan, much like how Logan didn't feel like a superhero movie but was a movie with an iconic character from comics that dates way back when. Now let's tie Edge of Tomorrow in with Netflix's Death Note and add good old localization into the mix. Much like Edge of Tomorrow, this is being made for American audiences, but unlike EOT, it seems to be more focused with the fact that it is in quote-unquote anime film, which may or may not be true with the release of the film. When localizing EOT or Death Note, you need to take out all that weird-ass Japanese shit, like the country in general. When you change the setting, it is no longer relevant if you have a Japanese cast or not. Death Note live action takes place in Seattle, aka America, not Japan, so the actors for this film race will have to be relevant to the area. If Netflix's version still took place in Japan, then you would have to get an Asian actor. You can't just cast the British guy to play Light in this version because that would break the believability of the setting. It isn't like the 2010 Karate Kid movie with Jaden Smith. In that movie, there was a surprisingly well-written reason for this black kid to be in China. So in Netflix's version, of course the characters are going to be black or white. I'm not saying that an Asian guy can't play Light, but when it comes to the area and the audience, watchers who don't know what Death Note is might see this Asian Light Turner and be a little confused. It all boils down to setting and believability of the setting. Let's say you were making a live-action JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders movie and you weren't localizing it but keeping it in the same setting. Then you would need a Japanese or half-Asian man to play Jotaro, an American to play Joseph, a French man to play Polnareff, so on and so forth. But if it was a localization with an American setting, then a white male would have to play Joseph, as Holly might have never married a Japanese man and moved to Japan to live her life and have her son. JoJo would still be a rough high schooler with a cool looking attitude. Joseph would stay the same as he's already American. Polnareff could probably be Canadian. You see where I'm getting at here? The same can be said with Disney's unfortunate upcoming Mulan reboot. It's taking place in ancient China, so of course you would need Asian actors because of the area. Casting a black guy to play Li Shan and a white girl to play Mulan would break the immersion that you and these characters are in ancient China. Now let me get the Ghost in the Shell movie out of the way as fast as possible by saying that this movie needs ScarJo because she's a big name and it will get butts in a seat because she's Black Widow and Black Widow is sexy and hotter than Major. Fuck you, fight me. Ghost in the Shell is still a localization. It's made for Americans, not Japanese. I have no idea where the movie takes place, but it's probably not Japan as much as the look of the film will suggest. If the movie still took place in Japan, then I would say yes, you would need an Asian actress because she would look the part due to the setting of the film. But once again, because the setting is most likely not Japan, the studio wants to make their money back. So Scarlett Johansson, you're known for being hot and badass. Welcome to the team. Before I finish this video, I just want to slip in a bonus that includes voice acting because last year, my favorite film of 2016, Kubo and the Two Strings, was accused of the superficial crime of whitewashing. The main cast of Kubo was played by a white American cast. The actor for Kubo, Art Parkinson, is Irish. Why should these actors not be praised for the emotional and downright haunting performances that they delivered in what was, in my opinion, a masterful film in the dying world of stop motion animation? I want you to take a look at Christopher Sabat in his hysterical performance as Garterbell from Panty and Stocking, a performance that scared the shit out of me once I found out that was him. How about Monica Rial's sexy and badass Michigo from Michigo and Hodgkin? There's also J. Michael Tatum's performances as that one British demon, those two gay French guys in the incest bro from Yuri on Ice. You can also watch every classic Disney animated film ever, and keep in mind French, Dutch, Arabic, British, I want to say German because the fairy tale is from Germany, Chinese, and... okay, this is tricky, but it's not American. So why is it that now an actor's job should be dictated by the color of their skin and shamed for doing their job? A lot of people are sick of this argument, and so am I. It is draining to always see this on Twitter in headlines and have it be the first thing that pops up whenever you try to look up reviews for a movie. I'm making this video because I am genuinely and wholeheartedly terrified for the future of the performing arts if people continue to get their panties in a twist over actors trying to do their jobs. They are trying to make a living just like anyone else. So why do we have to censor, sanitize, and possibly kill the future of these arts by demotivating current and aspiring artists? Please, this needs to stop before it continues to go on.